If you're married, should you check in on your husband? Should you investigate a little bit? Should you always see what he's up to? Or do you just take his word for it?
She's married and a little bit crazy. A real desperate housewife. Hold on tight.
People always ask me, how long have you been married? I have been married for 13 years. And everybody wants to know, how do you make a marriage last for that long? You keep him scared. I'm here to let every man out there know that you're being watched. We are all investigating somehow, some way. Growing up, my mom put the fear of God in me. I mean, I was terrified of her, and I did not do anything that she told me not to do. So I take that tactic now and I use it in my own marriage. And I think it's a very powerful tool. Maybe I just have diarrhea of the mouth. Maybe I just like to threaten my own husband, but I do love to say things that scare the shit out of my husband if he ever thought about stepping out of line. So I went to my gynecologist today, and I'm pretty sure she thinks I'm absolutely crazy because I have no filter. I don't know when to shut up. Like, I don't know the appropriate time to stop talking, and I just speak and I'm not thinking. And she asks me, do you think we should do an STD panel? And I said, sure, if you think so, but I hope nothing comes back positive, because if it does, then you're going to see me on a little TV show called Women Who Kill. She nearly lost her mind when I said it. And I thought, probably shouldn't have said that. But I have to be real. I have never busted my husband cheating on me. God so help me if I did. But I have busted boyfriends cheating on me. You just got to keep an eye out. And I feel like women are so judged if we go through our boyfriend or husband stuff. Like if we're snooping, if we check. We're called things like insecure, like, oh my God, like, look at you, you poor pathetic thing. And it's like, you know what? No, I'm just doing a little investigation, keeping everybody out there honest. Don't you think it's important to keep people honest? I mean, it's why we get checked when we walk into a courthouse to make sure we don't have any weapons. It's called keeping us honest. Because if we did, they would bust it and they would find out we did have weapons or we did have something harmful. And then it would get taken away from us. It's called confiscation. So if my husband did anything wrong, I would have to confiscate something from him. Kind of like Lorena Bobbitt did. I'm joking, but not joking. But I do think that if you admit that you investigate your husband, there is a bad rap that comes with it. Like, people think you're immediately insecure or like, oh, pathetic. Like, oh my God, don't you trust your husband? Well, now I feel sorry for you because you do. Because you know what they say? You can never trust anybody. Have you never heard that saying, don't trust anybody? You know, we're women. We have kids. We have to instill in our kids' heads not to trust anybody. They may come up to you with a bag of candy and seem like a wonderful person. They may offer to take you to Disneyland. Don't get in the car and trust them until that person is vetted by your mom. Why your mom? Because, hello, women are natural investigators. We can sniff something out. We have senses that go off in our head and are like, he is lying. go through his shit today. That is what being a woman is. It's having a tracker that can read your mind, tell when you're lying. It's a lie detector. It's called a vagina. We were born this way. We cannot help it. And women out there who are judged by other women for doing it, you just keep investigating. Keep doing the work. Because we have to. Why do you think we're married so long? Because our husbands are scared. They know we're watching. Jeez. During COVID, all these divorces were happening, and people were calling me like, "Oh my God, guess who's getting a divorce? Guess who's getting a divorce?" I'm like, "Why?" They're like, "Because they're stuck in the house together. They're aggravated with each other. They're fighting." I'm like, "I'm stuck in the house with my husband. I'm aggravated with him. I argue with him, but I'm happy as a damn clam because I'm looking right at him and I know he's not going anywhere. He can't go anywhere. And I know everything he's doing because I'm just following him around the house, watching him." I don't know if people out there are familiar with polyamorous, these open relationships. I was in the back of an Uber and the guy was telling me, "Oh, I'm an editor." And I was like, "Oh, great. Like, I'll pass you along. I have a lot of friends. They shoot stuff. They might need an editor." I was like, "Here's my number. Let your girlfriend know I'm married so she doesn't like freak out," because he mentioned he had a girlfriend earlier. And I was like, "I don't want her to think when I text you back that I'm just some chick." And he goes, "Oh, no. I'm polyamorous." And I was like, "What is that?" He's like, "Oh, we're in an open relationship. We can date other people, so she wouldn't care if you were texting or calling me." I was like, whoa. You're dating other people? Like, in what? Am I old? Because I'm like, okay, if I, like, people talk about this and talk about going out and they're making out with other people in front of the people they're dating. And I have to be honest with you, like, I'm just not into like threesomes and I'm not into like the open relationship thing. And I never even like would even think to do a threesome ever. Like, nothing has ever seemed that interesting about standing in a corner of a room watching my husband hook up with another girl. Just the thought of that makes me feel like I need to attack my husband. Not that I'm an abuser, not that I've ever hit him, but put me in jail because I would have to take him down for that. But it's interesting thinking about like all these open relationships during COVID. My husband's on his first work trip since COVID. And I decided not to go because of the Delta variant. He's coming home. And like, if he wanted to hook up with me after that trip, like, I'm sorry, he has to wear a mask. I am following precautions over here. Like, he would be closer than 6 feet to me. So I definitely feel like he would come home and have to mask up and we can make out through a mask. So I just don't know what all these other people are thinking or doing in these open relationships during COVID. Like, how's that working out? DM me, let me know. I would love to hear the story.